Sitting here drinking my Capri Sun, waiting.
Dave, why are you farting?
He would like twitch out. And
As seen on this month's edition of Ark of the Covenant.
I think this will be big. This will be big for a lot of people.
it wasn't
And here
big.
we thought Mike was going to be the one.
Wasn't, wasn't me. I was just sitting here drinking my Capri Sun, waiting. I got nothing but time.
I'm chilling in the parking lot of Applebee's while my family's in there eating. I ate my food quick.
What?
I gotta I gotta figure out how to move my screen. It's like cutting Mike's face in half. There we go. There we go. All right.
Got it.
Good to go.
Well, welcome to the first episode of the Ark of the Covenant. I think we're all excited to be here at this point.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
for
yeah. I've
those-
been waiting for this.
It ought to be good.
I'm sure there's so many other students waiting. I'd be willing to bet.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell was that?
Who is
What the
farting?
hell was that?
Of course, Franchetti has to be out in the woods, so he's like,
Oh yeah, I'm in the middle of nowhere.
all
Well,
right.
to start off this episode, for those of you that are listening that don't know, the three of us were welding instructors at UTI. Well, I was, they are, and we started off with this whole podcast. Kind of, I forget who came up with it first. Dave, why are you farting?
Oh, I'm just old, and I didn't mute my phone, and it's sitting there vibrating. So
Oh my god!
that's all. Hopefully
All
it'll
right.
stop. Sorry about that. This is my life.
I thought it was hilarious. But so we came together and just decided we talk about a lot of crazy things and during our breaks and stuff, and we decided to make a podcast. So here we are. I go by Stickman Fab, or Mr. Franchetti, as some people know me. Started the YouTube channel as a way for people to get the information out there as to how to weld and how to get in the industry and just start. And now here we are.
And here we are.
Who's next?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the pipe guy.
Yeah. I don't know. This is my first time being online. You know, I was a diesel mechanic for years and always welded. And you know, I've kind of went more on the art side and motorcycles and my personal side of welding. So, but yeah, and I'm sarcastic as hell, so they love inviting me to these things. So,
I'm Mr. Beatty, or on TikTok. I do the M3B trailer rentals TikToks and get to weld on the trailers and get to teach people about welding. A little bit of craziness and hang out with you guys and discuss crazy ideas.
yeah.
Right.
Well, I guess I go
All
by
right.
on this. I go by Better Dave Welding. So that'll be also of YouTube. So
I might get to that YouTube thing at some point, but not yet. That's too high for me
means
yet.
next year when you start yelling at them.
yeah. What's funnier is there's people floating behind Mike in the background. You gotta love it. So what's our first topic? Have we chose our first topic to discuss? Any ideas?
Well, we have those news articles that we came up with. Mike, did you find anything?
Probably not. Probably spent my afternoon at Dave's house instead of researching.
Guilty as charged.
I was
All
like,
right,
I'm going to research, and then I went over to Dave's house, and yeah, there went my afternoon.
Well, so we'll do this.
So
I guess we'll make this in order. But the first thing we'll do for these podcasts is the news.
Okay.
So, Dave, you had something very interesting that you shared with me.
Yeah, I was looking because the big concern now is and everybody right now is worried about AI. What's AI going to do? Um, and the big question is, oh, when is it coming to welding? Well, it's already been at welding. And it's actually, it's amazing what they're doing with it. It's good that they went this way with it first, because they're actually doing it to help people, to keep people away from radioactive materials and stuff like that. So they actually have AI now that are welding at these nuclear power plants on these containers that are radioactive. That way they don't have to send people in there to do it, which is great. It's a great start. I'm glad they're not just trying to jump in and take, jobs people actually want. So I'm sure people are like, oh, well, thank you. I'm down.
Yeah, it's funny because my dad worked for in a nuclear power plant, and when they did the outages, that's the reason why they did the outages so you could safely go into the nuclear plant and do welding repairs or whatever updates they needed to or whatever. So they would shut down half the plant, do these updates, put that other half on, and then go over and do the other half. And they would work like 16-hour days, 7 days a week for 3 weeks or so.
And what year was that? Like what year span?
Something like 1996, 97 to '05.
Okay. So regulations were, it was a lot tighter. I thought you were going to say something like, 1968 or something. That'd be very questionable about what what to believe about, what to not to believe about, what was safe at that point.
Oh yeah.
There's
Well, it's
nothing that
crazy
sounds
now
safe
because
about that at all.
Yeah.
it's. I mean, it's crazy because they go into these power plants. You got to put on the Tyvek suits and whatever and walk around. You have to get scanned for radiation when you go in and when you go out. And if you have more radiation than what you're allowed, you have to go through this radiation bath or whatever. You have to put your clothes in a baggie. Yeah, it's wild.
So,
That's
all right, not to get off subject, but I'm a jerk. What was the thing with the digital guy back in the 80s? It was like Mad Max or Max Coldrum or Max, remember? He would like twitch out and it was, do you remember that, Mike?
Are you talking about Johnny Five, Short Circuit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, not short circuit, but it was a little thing. All right. Well, Franchetti is glitching out so bad that it reminds me of that guy, Max Hendrum. It was called Max Hendrum, something
Yeah.
like that. Look, the one with the fanciest stuff. Everybody was just making fun of my phone. They're like, "Oh, I heard, yeah, you're gonna get an iPhone." No, no, my 20-year-old phone's just doing fine,
20.
and I'm drinking
Is
my
that
my
any
30
better?
little Capri Sun.
You know,
That's the best part. I swear to God.
That's just to chase my Red Bull.
they make adult Capri Suns. You know that they call them Coors Light.
I agree.
They're
I
kind of hard to
agree.
get the straw in, though.
So I guess
Uh,
the question becomes of the whole AI thing is does it take away do you think it takes away jobs or do you think it just allows us to focus better on the more creative side of things? Because there's kind of a
well,
debate there.
yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying. I'm kind of glad that they jumped in and did it to actually help the industry and to help
Yeah.
workers that are exposed or expected to figure out how to weld this stuff or repair this stuff. So yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think it's at just like anything is in the beginning is being used correctly as far
Right.
as to help us. But look, it's not like there's a shortage of welding jobs. I was just seeing in it might have been the same article. It was like we're short like 400,000 welders in the industry. That's
That's
insane.
insane.
That's
I've been I've been driving around just just down here in Amish country, and like every welding shop's looking for welders.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
It's nuts, and
I'm so
I've said
trying to find a
before.
joke about that. I hesitated. I need another sip of Red Bull.
Need to add something else to that Red Bull.
Oh man, man. He said down here in Amish country. So yeah, I mean, I see right now it's awesome, and I think it's a good thing. But I think it's probably more advanced than what we know. I mean, what about laser welding? What's the truth behind that? I really don't know specifically, but I mean, it's hard to believe when you watch some of these videos that they're busting out these laser welds. I question the uh the penetration you would get out of that. Whether it's a true weld. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me.
With the laser welding, funny enough, I was listening to the Arc Junkies podcast, and they had a guy on that's all he's done for 20 years is laser welding. So he was debunking
Really?
some of the myths with the handheld lasers, and at least from what he was saying, the one thing he said is, you see how the videos they show them like laser welding underwater or laser welding on the rusty metal and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
that, he said that's more of a parting trick. Like, yes, you can do that, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a viable weld. Like, we all know we weld something and it gets wet, you got problems. Like, while it's still hot. Or if you're welding underwater, there's a very specific way to do that, and using a handheld laser in a cup is not that specific way.
No, no.
So, but I get curious too, because you watch them and like, that's got to be sped up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's
so
super
Half of
fast.
them that I see.
so if it's been out for 20 years already and it hasn't taken off that I know of. I mean, this I haven't heard of it. I mean, I definitely didn't hear of it 20 years ago. So like where are they at with it? Does anybody know? I mean, are they actually doing something with it? Is it going to take over?
I don't think it's going to take
Well,
over,
I
from
mean,
my
look at
understanding.
Flux.
Yeah,
Look at Flux. I mean, Flux is so slowly taking over some of the stick jobs over the years, but I mean, like you go to the pipeline, they're still on stick.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
So,
I mean that is a good point. I mean, laser welding has its place, and for 20 years, and maybe longer, but laser welding was restricted to giant machines and mechanized systems. The handheld thing, I think, is a little newer, um, but it has its. I know it has its place, just like everything else. I don't think it's going to take over. I don't think it's possible. I mean, because the one thing, if you're doing a pipe weld, and laser welding would probably be a great tool to do a root pass on a pipe weld, but the amount of filler metal that needs to go into this weld is so large that laser welding just isn't capable of filling that quickly.
Yeah, because it looks like really thin welds when they lay these welds. At least the ones you see online. I don't know what they're doing industrially wise, but
Well, I do know, at
look
least
at
from
welders,
the guy
though.
that I was listening to. What?
Like, I mean, look at welders, though. Like, I had, my Hobart 140 before, and that's like, $500-600 welder. And now I've got my Yes Welder DP 200, and it's running circles around my 140 for less money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So stuff's coming down. Like, even like Harbor Freight stuff isn't competing with like what Yes Welder and Art Captain and other companies are putting out. So eventually, one of those companies is probably going to do some kind of laser welder and make it affordable.
yeah. Yeah, you know what? Listen, this is
Happen
how bad I
eventually.
am. You talk about Mike being the ADHD one, right? Look in the background, right? You can see out my door. This is how bad I am. Mike, how far away do you live from my house?
How far away from your house? I'm in Lancaster. I'm up here at Applebee's.
No, how far from my house are you?
Oh, how
I mean, how far are you from me? 10 minutes, 20 minutes?
10, 20 minutes? Yeah, something like that.
Look at my house. Look at where he's at.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's so much
Sorry.
brighter here than there.
I really sorry, not dumb that I had to bring that up, but this is how I think.
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
thought it was interesting.
Meanwhile, Franchetti looks like he's sitting by a campfire.
I know.
Nope, I'm
And
sitting on the back deck of the cottage that I rented. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a welding inspector for a pipeline company, and I have to travel. And instead of staying in a hotel, I'm staying in a cabin because I've stayed in enough hotels in my career, and I'm tired of them. Where'd Mike go?
I'm back.
There he is.
I was trying to swipe away a message and I clicked into it by mistake. All this newfangled technology.
He's trying to play peekaboo.
it's even funnier. You see people all running behind Mike and shit. His wife was getting shit out of the car a minute ago.
Oh, she's sitting in the back seat now.
Nuh-uh. There she is.
Hi.
Go say hi to the
My
baby.
voice is echoing.
Oh,
Can you see the baby?
Is that a real baby?
It's
I
a real
told,
baby.
I
Is
told
it
everybody
moving?
come in with a Cabbage Patch Kids. This is how you get time off.
Unplug it. So they can see the baby.
I want to see to make sure it's real. Oh, it's real. Where'd you
It
get
is
that one?
real. Franchetti, I'll send you that money later. Damn it. I really thought he was lying about it. I was going to demand
So
my
for
present.
context, because this is such an inside joke, it's hilarious. For context, Mike's wife got pregnant, and we did not believe him for the first 7 months of her pregnancy because he had this grand scheme to where he pretty much took the entire summer off between parental leave and vacation. So we wanted actual proof that a baby actually existed.
Yeah, because he told us that we could get time off if we got our wives pregnant. And then suddenly this guy was taken off for a pregnant wife. So
Hey, it
it seemed
worked.
it seemed plotted. Like
It did. We just weren't sure how. Still not sure if that's your cousin or your actual baby.
Well, down here we keep family close.
yeah, apparently. Yeah. You gotta spit in a cup before you date me. Small area.
Oh God.
There can be other
Anyways,
juices and fishers.
I got a couple news articles and I have to read them
Okay.
once I find them.
Once he finds them.
Once I find them. Oh,
Look,
here we go. So the first one I want to look at.
Create a little
apparently
SpongeBob in the background saying 2 hours later.
Stick Man Fab can be on his phone and do this at the same time, unlike myself. So, here, do you want me
I
to
You'll
get
can't
get
even
there.
swipe a message away.
you want me to get something up? All right, here, hold on. There we go. Yep. Yep. All right. I got the info right in front of me now.
So the title is Nigeria's energy sector undermined by welding gaps and poor standards. And there is a specific reason why I wanted to bring this up. Yeah, we'll get back to that. So the managing director has criticized the Nigerian oil and gas sector for its failure to build and enforce quality assurance systems around welding and fabrication. Goes through Philippines and all this stuff. The development contributes to the country's rising cost of per barrel oil production. Okay, ready? Their cost for oil per barrel is $40 a barrel.
That's cheap.
You just put your life on the
Right
line.
now,
You can't tell
I
the
think
public
over
that.
here that's crazy because like the oil price over here right now I think is somewhere $65-$70 a barrel. So I would assume it's the same over there. And for them to the cost of maintenance and infrastructure and all that stuff, it costs them $40 per barrel just to move it around
Uh,
between welding mistakes and repairs and stuff like that.
Like I had an idea. I just got lights on.
Can't wait for this. So according to this guy, technology is rapidly transforming the welding and manufacturing landscape with laser welding and automated welding systems, which are common globally, while 3D printed produces entire houses and a lot of other stuff. Noting that adaptive manufacturing is eliminating traditional welding jobs. Emersol says if Nigeria does not act now, many welders and technicians will become obsolete.
yeah. I so I think part of that I think heard something about this too, and I think one, like when they were talking about the Philippines and stuff like that, I think what it is you're saying that the standards in that country are so low that they're not keeping up to our standards as far as the pipeline and stuff, or as far as how they're doing this. They're not repairing
Right.
stuff properly. They're losing more in loss because of bad repairs, whether it's uneducation or unmotivation or not the right sources, not the right materials to work with. They're actually outsourcing it from other countries, right? Like the Philippines or something, aren't they?
Yeah,
The welding jobs and stuff into this Nigeria.
yeah. And it's becoming incredibly expensive for them. Yeah. So what they're saying, at least what I got from the article, is that the technology is impeding in the ability to get skilled welders, because there's a lot of so when you're repairing a line that's live, because when we repair oil lines, they are either 100% live, 100% packed with product, or completely empty. So it's either a complete shutdown or doing it while you're full. There's no in between. So in order for them to use, now this is my assumption at this point, but in order for them to use this technology that they're trying to use, they have to shut the line down, because us as humans, we are much better at problem solving, critical thinking, and on the fly change than what our robotic technology is. You just tell a robot what to do and it does it. It can't think for itself. So when we're welding on a live line, as a welder myself, when we're welding on a live line, we have to watch and be careful of the heat. We have to make sure the heat's right. It can't drop too low because we can cause a crack, but it can't go too high because, well, boom. But robots can't do that. So,
No, okay. I understand. Yeah, I would get that. I get that. So that's what is
so
that what
I'm,
you're saying? Is that at this point that they're gonna throw into this country, they're gonna replace the people that are doing this crappy ass job in Nigeria, and they're gonna just
mhm.
throw some kind of new technology in there so that they don't even have to deal with it or have outside countries deal with it. Now, who would be supporting this outside? Nigeria wouldn't be doing this, right?
That's what it sounds like to me. Because I mean, the biggest issue they're having over there is getting people over there to be able to do this stuff.
And
And
what
It,
there's no schooling, no training, no nothing in Nigeria. It's just uh,
I, the, they were talking about.
we lost Franchetti. I'm wondering if it's
Oh, okay,
between
here we
the
go. Here
education
we,
and possibly the power they have over there. Like, are they doing it off a generator? Because if not, I know a lot of countries like that have trouble having consistent power.
yeah. I mean, I imagine they would be running welder generators like, SA 300s or SA
Okay,
250s or stuff like that.
but
But it says here,
but it's
speaking at the International Institute of Welding annual assembly that was in Italy, Emersol admitted that while Nigeria has made about 80% progress in low welding for the oil and gas sector, lack of capacity and relying on skilled imports from countries like India and Philippines to meet high technology and quality needs. So, from the sounds of it, Nigeria can't get good welders in their country.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah,
So
so a
this
lot of
this
it could possibly be like Dave said, and from education.
yeah, like they need better education or people to go to Nigeria. Who wants to go to Nigeria?
We got to start a welding school in Nigeria.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
That
Mike
easy,
can't even
right?
do a podcast without being in his car. We're not going to Nigeria. He'd have to bring his whole baseball team all over with him.
And the cheerleader.
Now I got a cheerleader.
The
That's right.
cheerleader.
Well, two
So
cheerleaders.
the
Oh, jeez,
so the
we're running red
so the
lights.
Uh-oh.
oh Jesus.
Don't distract mom driving while you're doing your podcast.
I'm not driving. It's okay.
So the Mudiame chief, whose company operates a globally accredited testing calibration laboratory, according to ISO, which is the International Standards Organization, said that more than 100 fabrication yards exist in Nigeria, but that very few meet standards required by companies such as Chevron. As a result, he explained multinational projects prefer to offshore the fabrication work despite Nigeria's abundant manpower and local content aspirations. So they have more than enough people, but not skilled labor, at least in this sense.
Chevron's running by API standards here in the States, correct? Yes, no?
Yep. Yes.
Well, wouldn't it wouldn't it make more sense for Chevron and these companies to make a very small investment and just put even if it's a nonprofit, it'd be a tax write-off or some kind of write-off for a large company like that. Drop a damn school right down in there next to where one of the plants is or in the center of it. That makes no sense. What a menial investment to get things right and to get oil blowing through again, or the pipe or getting the pipeline up again. I mean, common sense, wouldn't it be?
You
But I mean, who can you write
you
it off?
bring up a very valid point.
I mean, I don't know if you could write it off because it's donating to a foreign country, but you're investing in your own company, I would think.
You bring up a very that's a reasonable thought because a lot of the industries, a lot of companies over here, a lot of companies like the one that I'm in now, they will um, take people in as new guys and kind of have them shadow the senior welders and show them the ropes. Because the one thing about welding that I learned being thrown into it was that just going to a welding school is not the only thing you can do. It absolutely helps you kind of direct the path that you want to go, but it won't get you the certification you may need. Like for example, in the pipeline industry, at least here in the States, you have to be certified for every company you work at. So I told you guys before, I got to a point where I was doing a certification test or retest every month or two, at least one. So, it would make sense for Chevron or whoever else is over there to, like you said, do some sort of schooling over there or do some sort of schooling somewhere else in order to transplant them into Nigeria to get it kickstarted.
Yeah, or I mean, it's even as basic as just each one of those yards fly 50 of their people over here and train them in an already done school. Like they're going to argue with coming out of Nigeria and going somewhere to a schooling for, even if it was just, I mean, to learn stick or to learn, I mean, how much time do you really need to get enough knowledge to be able to go back and practice it in a practical way? You know what I mean? So even a small investment like that, which is even smaller, you know what I mean? But or is it the workforce there? Do they really truly have a questionable workforce there too? Because I can't say I know anything about Nigeria. You know what I mean? Do they? I'm not, and that's not saying anything about anyone, but I mean I don't know what their workforce is like either. Do they not have people that want to do this? Maybe there's people that don't want to do this. You know?
Well, one thing you got to think about too is like, we're all used to living in the United States, and in other countries they don't have the medicine and the technology and all we do. So the longevity of life isn't always there. And plus, we take a lot for granted just going through our regular, like, basic K through 12 grade. And that's not there in a lot of countries. I don't know if it is in Nigeria specifically, but I mean, think about the students that we've had as welding instructors. They've all graduated high school before we've gotten them. Think about the struggle to, like, get them to read a tape measure or read through instructions and things. Think about how much more that struggle would be if that student or young man or young woman has never even had an education like that.
No, that's a
Like,
very valid point. You're right. Yep.
It's a
Mike,
good point.
Mike
I
got to be
mean,
all sensible and reasonable. Uh,
here Dave had a great idea and was going to sell it to Chevron for millions of dollars and become their head geek on the welding side.
oh,
Mike
it's
comes
not a
over
bad
here and just
idea. I'm not
blows it out of
downing
the
the
water.
idea. I'm just saying there
well,
might be more of an uphill challenge.
yeah, yeah. You never know. You never know. But
Well, and who
I
knows? They might even be looking into it as we speak. A lot of times, these companies are very secretive in their methods.
Or they might be
They
watching
don't want
our
to say anything until it's
podcast
already
and thinking
started.
about it.
yeah, right.
Oh yeah, I mean, maybe, next thing you know, one of us is going to get a phone call, like, "Hey,
Yeah, right. Or some dude's gonna show up at my door and not say hey.
Can't you
just gonna
see it
put
in
you
the
in
American
handcuffs."
Welding Journal? As seen on this month's edition of Ark of the Covenant.
They're like there is no more better day of welding. You're done. Stopped as quick as it started.
Dang it.
So
Well, there's
you
one
know,
other article that I wanted to touch on, and there's more to read in that one, but that was the basics of it. This one is the one that I want to touch on because I really think our students would be really interested in this. And I know a lot of guys that would really be interested in this. So I'll tell you guys a quick story on how the Alaskan pipeline was made. Right. So in 1970s, there was a big oil reserve up in the northern part of Alaska, and federal government or Alaskan government wanted to get it down south so they could export it and use it. So they came up with this Alaskan pipeline, and it was a far out idea that everybody thought would never work. And as things went through, they ended up doing it. Well, that ended up blowing all the deadlines out of the water. Ended up taking way more money than they thought it would, and it was a lot more difficult than they thought. And they had to bring in the 798 welders. So they hired 798ers in the 1970s. They were making roughly $10,000 a month.
Holy crap!
Oh yeah,
That's
in order to
crazy
do this.
money
That's
for
how bad they knew them.
1970s. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, that's a real sketchy job.
yeah.
yeah. But I mean, it got to the point where there was guys saying they would go into towns and they would just buy the town. You know,
By the town.
I don't know if that ever happened, but they would go in saying that. Now, at the same time, every time they hit a town in Alaska, they would pretty much run it into the ground. But
Yeah, I'm
they were
sure.
partying and drinking and throwing money out like it was free. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I can't imagine a bunch of pipeliners being in a town and alcohol and other questionable things not being said done. You know, yeah.
yeah. So on that, there is a new project being submitted, and it looks like it's gonna go, but now they're looking to take natural gas from the northern part of Alaska and bring it down through the south in a pipeline very similar to the Aliska pipeline. That's actually what it's called, is the Aliska
Oh,
pipeline,
wow.
but we call it the
That's going
Alaskan
to be a
pipeline.
lot of jobs.
That's going to be a lot of jobs and a lot of money. So I think I'm going to see if what the budget was. So in order to do all this, right, they need to have a compressor station and a filtration plant up in the northern parts where they're extracting all of this. They
Right.
also need to be able to frack it out and do all that stuff. That was a battle for a while, and this has been in the works for a couple of years now. It just never went anywhere. Now all of a sudden, it's starting, and it became a problem. There it is. So it became a problem because Alaska's budget for infrastructure and other things. Their budget is like $13 billion, and they are estimating the cost of this being $44 billion.
Wow.
So that's one problem. Second
Now,
problem is they got to get all this manpower.
you said this come from Antarctica.
No, Alaska.
No,
Uh,
northern Alaska.
Yeah,
Wrong
yeah,
north,
continent.
not south.
that's what I figured. But like I said, you're glitching out on me like crazy. So it must be my old phone.
Droid.
Hey, this better be worth it. I had to buy Wi-Fi for this. I don't even know what Wi-Fi is. But now
Oh,
I can
shit.
connect with other people.
He got his weepy.
Uh,
So now they're also saying that the natural gas is going to be very beneficial to Alaska itself because they're going to be able to use natural gas to heat their homes versus heating oil, and for the rest of the country because now we have a whole shit ton more natural gas. If anybody didn't know this already, Pennsylvania is the biggest state for natural gas production because of the Marcellus Shale. So we have a ton of natural gas stuff going on around here, and we move it all over the states and we export it and do all that stuff. Well, now Alaska, if this is viable, they're going to be able to, add a hell of a lot more volume.
go Pennsylvania.
So, yeah, right. So now I would say, so this passed, and I think by this time next year, they're going to be looking for welders to test to do this main project. It may even be sooner than that. But I would say this time next year, I think this will be big. This will be big for a lot of people. I think it's going to be like the Alaskan pipeline all over again.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, one, you know they're not going to be pulling older guys to do this a lot of for the majority of it because a lot of people aren't going to want to do this. So it's going to be a lot of
Right.
this younger generation of these pipe welders like the ones we have seen in the school that these ones that are just meant to pipe weld. And they're going to be the ones that want to do this and go up there. But at the same time, that's going to open up jobs here because they're going
Yeah.
up there and doing that. That's going to open up a lot of jobs here too. Not that we need any jobs opening for welding, especially around us, I think, but just in general.
Oh, for sure. And then all the systems that we have now, they need to be upgraded. And this is one thing we were talking when I was working in the natural gas industry is that our systems, people don't realize that these systems they're not new. A lot of the lines that I welded on when I welded for a gas company, they were 1950s, 1960s. I think the oldest line that I welded on in Lancaster City was something like, at least the records that we had said it was put in place in 1918.
Really?
Yeah, and some of this pipe's not in good shape. I mean, they're working on replacing it. It's just a lot. We have, I don't know how many thousands of miles, but a ton of natural gas distribution and transmission lines that need to be fixed. And the hardest part about it is
Who's going to fund
getting
it?
decent welders.
Oh, and getting
Well, it's
decent
getting decent
welders.
welders in general.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
These weld tests are no joke, and our students have found out the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah. Without a
So
doubt.
I wonder for with that coming up, if schools know that if there's going to be an explosion in pipe welding schools.
Well, it probably
might
wouldn't
be.
be stupid to focus more on it in school in general. I mean, like, because
Like,
it's coming. We can be proactive ourselves as educators.
absolutely.
Yeah, and start pushing it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So
The,
this segues into something that I wanted to bring up. So that's the news.
well,
Anyways,
that wasn't
that's
horrible.
all I got.
It wasn't horrible.
That's all I got. This will get better as we go. We'll get better at this. But so my YouTube channel is sponsored by Blue Demon Welding Products, and I am in contact with the vice president of Blue Demon slash Technoweld USA, which they're both kind of the same company. He brought up a really interesting question that I really wanted to get a take on what you guys thought. Okay. So he asked me this question about promoting trades in post high school. Okay. So secondary education. We obviously need welders and we need more Gen Z to get into the trades. But is there a point to where the scale may tip over and we have too many tradespeople and we end up with this seesaw effect? Because we don't have, without a growing population, we will not have a growing economy and thus growing construction. And at some point, things could stabilize and we will have too many of either one. That's the idea.
I don't
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't see that happening, and the reason I don't see it happening is because the generational thing. Like, our parents always thought we were lazier than them, and then we think our kids are lazier than us, and we're more easily distracted. We have things like TikTok and everything else to take our attention. So I think because of all that, I think work ethic to some extent slowly goes down generation by generation. So I don't think we're going to have in our foreseeable lifetime, probably in the next 100 years or more, a lack of need for tradesmen.
Now,
Okay.
I don't think at least right now, because I mean, there is still an extremely large amount to me of people that do not want to do this stuff. I don't think that we have that big of a flood of people. It happens in waves. We see it. We see it ourselves. There's times when we're teaching classes of five. Now granted, for an instructor and a student, that's the best class you could be in. I mean, you're gonna
Yeah,
benefit
that's
100.
true.
But at the same time, I don't think. And we see the percentages of ones that actually go out and do it, which is good, but it's not 100%. You
Yeah.
know, and even though it's not the same industry that we all worked in, because it's really not, um, it's still brutal out there. There's still ignorant people. There's still bullies, just like there's anywhere, and you know a lot of people can't handle that. There's still that old mentality out there. Until that old mentality is out, but I don't know if we want to get rid of the old mentality or not. I don't know if that's what drives us as blue collar workers. That
I don't.
mentality. That's
I
what
think.
makes
I
me
think it
better.
might change. I don't think it. I think it might change a little bit, but I don't think it will ever truly go out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Like, I mean,
unfortunately, you know
we
how to
have
feel this.
we have modern HR and all, so like things are a little more strict than they were, quote unquote, back in the day. But I think still a certain level of that going on. I
Yeah,
mean,
which brings us to even a bigger subject of our female students, you know,
Yeah.
and what they go through. And we've seen it. We've seen female students that come through that are phenomenal, phenomenal, and then they get out in the field and they are just nonstop sexually harassed to the point where they're ready to quit welding, and they are ones that we need out there, the ones that are actually going to make good welds and make money, and have their own companies, and stuff like that. But it's these nitwits out there that just you know don't have any sense in their head to know what year it is, and just act right. It's not that hard. I don't understand it. I mean,
I don't get it
Yeah.
either.
and we've you know uh, this we try to advise, but like, who am I to advise? How do I know the 100% proper way to handle that? And then what do you tell a student? What do you tell not even a student, but like a female welder that you see it happening to? Of course, you tell them to go to HR, but you guys know that comes with repercussions. That comes with stress that you shouldn't have to deal with in the workplace. And everybody's like, oh, you just sue them. Yeah, it's not that easy. It's very stressful. Then you have a label. And that's even worse. Even if you were right, I'm
Mm.
sure there's a label that follows you. That's awful. And I can't imagine being out there right now as that, dealing with that, because they're some of our
Yeah,
best
that
welders.
brings up a pretty interesting point because it's a male dominated industry for sure. Now, there is more women getting into it than ever before, but it's still a low percentage. And like you said, these women get to a point where they've just had enough of it. And it's sad because we've all seen, and Malcolm, who's another one of our instructors or one of your guys' instructors, is famous for saying it that women make better welders than men. They just do. Their attention to detail is way better than an average man's attention to detail, especially when it comes to this stuff. There's advantages and disadvantages to that, but they can leverage those advantages to the point where they make amazing welders. I mean, we have two students that I was there for that graduated recently that have already made a name for themselves.
Yeah,
It didn't take long. We follow them, we talk to them on a normal basis, and they lucked out. Well, the one lucked out because she's kind of doing it on her own. The other one that I'm talking about, she's just doesn't take no for an answer. Is not afraid to punch somebody in the face.
That's true.
So
both are definitely
there,
worth
I mean, there is that, but they're also surrounded by good people. But the ones that aren't surrounded by good people, it's just not a good experience for them, and it needs to change. It's just what
that
it
it
comes down
does.
to is that it just absolutely needs to change. We as human beings and we as welders ourselves need to, unfortunately, lead the change.
Yeah, we just need to be better. It's not that hard though. I
Yeah,
mean, this is something that we've seen growing up. This is something where everyone's been told that's inappropriate. It's not right, and it's
yeah.
all common knowledge. But it just amazes me when people get because you know how job sites are. You could be alone with somebody
Oh,
working for a long period of time. Why people just can't be alone with somebody? Put your earbuds in, shut your mouth, and do your work. You don't have to say nothing to nobody you're working with. If you can't act like a normal individual, you know. And
yeah.
I don't know how people think they were successful with sexually harassing somebody, like where it got them. What I mean? I don't understand the
Yeah, there's no
concept of it.
reason. There's absolutely no reason for it, and honestly, and we've heard of the couple situations from a couple other students, and it enraged us.
Yeah,
I mean, it's completely enraging, especially to the ones that are good. And to be honest with you, now I'm looking back.
I can definitely say
There,
we've had a more percentage of them that are phenomenal than not.
yeah,
Our girls definitely stepped it up. For the percentage of girls there, the percentage that are phenomenal. How many of them are good, and especially like Tig. It's the meticulousness of Tig. I think, as a lot of them take off on. Not to talk, I say a lot of them. It's not like I'm saying it as a bad thing, but they listen good to they listen to detail, and I think they listen.
hmm
I think that's just the biggest thing. Honestly,
yeah,
I don't think it's really anything more than that. I think they just listen to us. When we say slow down, they slow down. When we say, hey, you gotta do it like this, they try exactly what. I think it's because they don't have an ego to fight. I really think that's a big portion of it.
That I think coming in, you know, as you said, the male dominated field. I feel like a lot of girls we've seen, young women we've seen come through school, they come in kind of with that underdog mentality, and let's face it, they want it more. They push for it a lot
yeah.
harder than the average guy.
You know what?
Yeah, I agree.
They really
I agree.
do.
Now, I think we have a good percentage of students and everything. Not to get centered on the school, but the whole women in the industry thing. It's a shame what they go through. I hate hearing it every time I hear it when they come back to us to practice for
Yeah,
a weld test, and they're like, they tell us some devastating story of what they're going through in their job. It makes you want to drive down there.
it does. It really does. I've had to have a come to Jesus moment with myself because there's a couple of times that I wanted to call and be like, hey, because some of these places I know, but I can't. I can't intrude on that. That's not my.
No,
Oh
not
my
on
god,
here.
that would
So
make it so much worse.
yeah, I think Mike finally made it home.
I did. Carrying Liberty into
It's
the
hard to
house.
tell. He's like
No,
he's
now
glitching.
now he can get in his YouTube or his TikTok studio. That's what it is.
With my Christmas lights still up.
Oh my God, Mike's got his Christmas lights up still.
Hey, if I leave
Oh
them up a
my
little
god.
while longer, I don't have to put them on next year.
Well, I guess at least you put them up, right? I can tell you right now, my old Note 10 that I'm using here, I look like I got the best picture going on. Mike's picture looks, oh, now it looks good.
She's moving. It is real.
In Israel.
This is my first time on this, and I look better. I got better lighting. I got everything. I got a little candle. I got my little American candle going on here. You know. So yeah. I wonder if I'm waiting to hear if we have any students that are making it with metal art. I know we had one that well, a couple of us, did purchase some stuff from, but I wonder if
Hmm.
any of them are doing it on their own, like, in their own little shops and stuff, like making their little things from their projects. Because we've had some of them end of the course projects that are just awesome. I love
Yeah.
stuff.
You remember the
Sorry,
guitar?
had to get a little iced tea.
I wonder how many have like an online presence of welding and maybe metal art or some kind of weird stuff.
Yeah, I want to see some. I want to see some more. If any of our students are listening, show us what you got.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Show us your
Without a
latest
doubt.
weld.
Yeah, that'll be the thing, right? Get them to post their 40s. If you get a 40, you can post it.
If you get a 40, you can post it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's not crazy.
Oh my gosh,
No.
Miss Liberty.
Mike,
Oh
if you
no,
start
she's crying.
breastfeeding, can you change the camera?
What was that?
I said, if you start breastfeeding that baby, can you change the camera for me, please?
Oh, hang on a second. Camera. Oh,
I want to keep.
Oh my god.
No, look, he's getting the camera so we can see it.
oh,
There she is.
oh my goodness
Oh
gracious! Look, you're on
man,
camera. You're not happy, but you're on camera.
that's awesome.
Look at that beautiful head of hair. I hope this one keeps it.
What was that?
So look at that beautiful head of hair.
That was my kid's first question. Does she have more hair than you, Dad? I'm like, yep, yep.
So,
Oh man.
I mean, we should also at some point talk about our challenge that we have going on. I'm sure your online presence knows about it and everything, but we have to
Yeah.
get on Mike and tell Mike to put
Oh,
that baby down, pick up the welder once in a while, and try to get
I
a
snuck.
project.
I snuck into Dave's shop today and saw where he was at. Yeah.
Did
See,
you?
that's one thing I didn't think of. Now Mike can sneak in my shop and see if I'm
I,
doing
I
progress.
snuck in Dave's shop today and saw his project and where he's at with it.
Does it look like
Yeah,
does it look like I haven't spent 1 cent yet?
yeah. About that.
Do you like my front end on that bad boy?
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
utilize
you
it.
guys are killing me.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you an update on mine. I'll show you how far I've made it. Okay.
Oh, I can't
You
wait for
ready?
this.
It's a
So for
sneak
those of you who
peek.
don't know, we're doing a go-kart challenge where we have to use $500 and build a Model T style go-kart using a wheelbarrow as the seat.
It's
Well,
a
I was thinking,
sneak peek. I don't know if I can show you guys all my secrets. Oh, here we go.
Sorry, you're glitching so bad I can't see it anyways.
Oh
he
yeah.
probably got, he's probably got the wheelbarrow sitting on his motorcycle.
Nope, we got the wheelbarrow right there.
I can't see anything.
I don't
Can't
see
see
any.
anything.
No, you're
Let
all
me get
below
some.
me.
Let me get some light for you.
Do you
It's
have that
glitching
free
so bad.
Lancaster internet, Mike?
What was that?
Are you using that free language internet on that freaking iPhone of yours?
Hang on.
You're not allowed to use free internet on iPhones. It won't work.
Free internet on iPhones. Oh, here we go. We got
Oh, he does
illumination.
Mustang up there.
Yep. Oh. Oh yeah.
Oh, look, he got a wheelbarrow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's
And
a
look,
true temper.
it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
plastic.
Did you try and sit in it yet?
What was that?
Did you try and sit in it yet?
Did I try sitting in it yet? It's got
It
water
probably,
in
Yeah.
it.
I was gonna say it probably got water in it.
Let me dump the water out of it. Hang on.
He's probably getting eaten up
Oh,
by
I can't wait for this. Please,
the
this is gonna be great.
So this will
Oh, we dumped the water out.
this will be where you see where Mike has to get his first hip replacement.
This is
Oh, it's
gonna.
still
This
water.
will go viral for all the wrong reasons.
Is he still holding the baby?
There's still water in it. All right. Here we
Don't worry,
go.
your depends will absorb that water.
Oh, it's falling. We're in it though.
Oh
I
my
don't like it.
God,
I don't
Mike!
like it.
You realize if you don't make it to the time that we build them, you're gonna have to bring that wheelbarrow, and your old lady's gonna have to wheelbarrow you down the racing line. It's gonna be sad.
I think I'm over the weight limit. I just kind of buckled the suspension.
Oh Jesus! Oh shit!
Oh my.
Well, speaking of this whole project, I think you guys already figured this out, but we're probably gonna have to push back the deadline a little bit because I am
A little
not
bit.
home.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I need a little time. Now that Mike's all of my secrets, I got to redo my whole plan. But, well, I mean, do we all know motors yet? Mike, do you have a motor, or are you going to use like a motor out of a like 4-cylinder Escort or something? Like, what are you putting on this go-kart?
Hang on.
I swear to
Uh-oh.
God, if you show me a Coyote engine, I'm gonna call bullshit. Yeah, I call bullshit.
What is it?
It's a 5 liter.
Oh, get the fuck out. I'm sorry. Get the
Wait,
front
wait,
wheel.
wait. What else we got around here? How about we go bigger? V10?
Just take, just take take the
You're
engine
gonna
off
have to
that
sit on it.
motorcycle. You don't ride the damn thing anyway. I'm sorry. I hate busting on Mike.
Oh,
So
I don't
I love
care.
it.
We can steal the engine off that one, or that one,
That may not
there
be a
you
bad
go.
thought.
or
Or put
that
There
two
you
of
one.
go,
them
Mike.
together.
You know what you should get, Mike? Mike, you should find a
What's that?
snowmobile engine. Get a
That would
snowmobile
be
engine.
cool. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be wild. I thought about that, but then the 650 was just too good to pass up.
Well, free is good.
Yeah.
Do you know Malcolm called me while I was sneaking in your shop, and he gave me a complete spiel about how after tilting your bottles over, how I need to stand them up straight for an hour before using them.
Uh,
You're settling, yes.
yeah, you got to tilt them up for. You got to let them sit upright for about an hour. Now, what he left out is that Mike should not be transporting gas bottles laying down in his vehicle. But the,
No.
Without caps on them too.
and I'm sure he
Yeah,
has a
no,
baby
definitely not.
holding the bottle still.
You know, she's bottle fed.
She's bottle fed. Yeah.
She's bottle fed.
So Mike and I live very close to each other. So Mike can come up to my shop and steal stuff, and I can go down and avoid his dogs and landmines, and I can probably steal something from his house at the same time. So it is kind of cool. It's a cool relationship to have.
Look, I
Franchetti,
brought your hot tub down from the cabin.
nuh-uh,
Yo,
get out of here. My petri dish.
your petri dish.
Oh my God.
Mike's gonna hook me up with an inflatable hot tub for my mobile. Well, I say my mobile mansion, but my rancher mansion.
My butt's wet now from that thing.
I bet
Just
it is.
put on another pair of Depends and get back on it. Let's go. We're supposed to be talking about welding here.
Ooh, look, we got packages.
Oh no, is it another yes welder?
Underneath the poison ivy, is there what?
It's packages.
Look at his damn Christmas light. You
Doesn't
know,
it? Why
Mike,
are you making fun of my Christmas lights? Look, we got blue
Mike,
too.
Mike, do you like all your neighbors?
Some days.
You know, because if you don't have a bad neighbor, you're probably the bad neighbor. See,
Oh,
I
I
don't
have.
have any bad neighbors, so I know I'm probably the bad neighbor. I hope luckily my neighbors are Amish, so they're probably not watching this. I'm hoping.
I don't have neighbors.
Well, you don't
Dave,
right now. You're camping in the middle of the woods like some kind
you
of
you
yeah.
you do remember I pulled like 7 cars out of your driveway or out of your yard.
I was a mechanic, man. Seven is my low. I thought I was doing good. It was funny. The one guy came down and bought that Cavalier that I had sitting out there, and I told him I was
Yeah,
like, "There's a lot of snakes over here. I see snakes all the time." He's like, "Ah, yeah, well, that's all right." Opens up the door. There's one right in the door trim. Falls right down into the cab of the freaking car and disappears.
that's
And he's like,
awesome.
"That thing."
Oh,
We have one guy in our group that handles rattlesnakes. He has this stick with a Y on it. So if we come across him, we send Chris up to the front.
He probably brings them to his church.
There's a town we passed through on the way to our cabin that they literally do a rattlesnake roundup every year.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
I think it's
I
called
don't doubt.
Morris or something like that. Really?
No.
yeah.
I can't. No, I can't say I've seen a rattlesnake in the wild. No, no. Yeah, I'd be lucky if I saw a copperhead around here, but it probably wasn't even a copperhead. Probably like an immature black snake or something. I don't know shit.
You've seen plenty of cougars though, right?
What?
I said you've seen plenty of cougars though, right?
There might have been a cougar or two around these parts. I got a lot of turkeys out here. I know that.
Yeah, we see a lot of turkeys every morning. That's the one thing about this job, about being in the pipeline industry, is that we get to travel a lot, which can be good and can be bad. But seeing a lot of places, a lot of different things, if that's what you're into, it's the life to get into, man. I hate being away from my family, but this kind of takes the sting out of it, kind of.
Yeah, I'm sure being single would be ideal to be on the pipeline because I mean, you just do your thing, go town to town, live your life. Don't worry about having an apartment or a house. You can just stay at a buddy's house when you're in town. Just pocketing
A lot of
money.
guys do. Well, yeah, and a lot of guys do it. Or, for example, the reason why I got into welding inspection or CWI is because the first job that I did that was third party inspected, he was telling me what CWIs do because 18 years old, I have no freaking clue. And he's explaining to me what they all do and everything. I thought it was pretty cool. So at the end of the job, he finally said, "Come on, I'll show you I'll show you my camper." So he just tows a camper around. And I said, all right. So he told me what the campground he was staying at. So I went down at the end of the job and went down to the camper. And the thing's a freaking 56-foot triple axle. It's got its own garage in the back. It's not a toy hauler, it's a freaking garage.
Wow.
And he's telling me about all this stuff. And I finally asked him, like, how are you able to afford this monstrosity of a house? And he said, I don't know. I don't own property. I don't own a house. He sold his house, keeps a P.O. box. He has a small bit of property down in his hometown in Louisiana, and 9 months out of the year at a minimum, he's traveling for work. His wife comes with him.
That's
They'll
cool.
buy her a cash car to float around during the job, which it could be anywhere from 16 weeks to 6 months. And then when it's time for them to go, she'll sell the car, and then it's time
That's
to
it.
go, and they just
Move
live
on.
that life.
That'd be cool. I
Or if
mean,
they find a place, now they're retired. What?
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they're
That's
Yeah,
retired. So if he told me before, there's been a couple of times where he would roll in and they would like where they're staying, and then they would say, hey, I got another job in, I don't know, Utah, and he's in Massachusetts, for example. I don't know. And they say, hey, we got a job in Utah for so many weeks. Do you want to go? And he can say, no, I'm good. I'm going to stay here for a little while. That's
Oh,
it.
that's cool.
He
Yeah,
collects
because I
all his
mean,
retirement benefits.
just like
All
taking
he
a couple
check,
days
all he,
off, really.
yeah.
That's cool.
He collects he's paid him per diem. He wasn't paid in an hourly rate or a salary. It was just per diem, which was something like at the time, I think he said it was $600 or $700 a day,
Wow.
and per diem's not taxed.
Yeah.
Smart.
I don't even know if that's even possible anymore, but it's
Hmm.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you utilize it right, if you're smart about it. I mean, we've had students like that. Remember, who was it? Owen. I don't know, Franchetti, if you were there when Owen was there, but his parents just got him a small camper and they put it in a local campground. And the whole time he was in school, he just lived in a camper. And
Oh,
it was there.
the guy that worked at Tractor Supply.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gave me his vest so I could go in there and get a discount on for getting pellets for my heat. I live in Amish country. We heat that way. It's better than the rubbing that
That's
sticks.
funny.
That shit don't work. But yeah, I mean, it's also people that utilize that lifestyle correctly. And but a lot of the people, unfortunately, about pipeliners, I would assume a lot of them spend a lot of their money out on the road, just not being
Oh
sensible.
yeah.
And they're thinking, I'm making back. And then by the end of it, you're actually losing out. Might as well just do a basic job here at the house. Just
Work hard and
Oh
party
yeah.
harder.
They spend a lot. And I tell them all the time because I more or less lived that life, and I told them, save your money, save it. You're not gonna regret it, because I was the one that made a lot and spent a lot.
yeah, because it's not like you're gonna want to do the pipeline forever. I mean, how long are you really gonna do that? So you know what I mean? Ideally, you're not gonna want to be
I would,
60 going out there doing the pipeline. I know there's other jobs in the pipeline, but you're not gonna make that money forever. So you got to bank that stuff. You got to make good
no.
investments. You can come out very,
Well,
very well off.
and a lot of the times people don't realize that it's not steady work.
Yeah.
You get on a job, you're there for however long the job is, and then you might sit laid off for 3-4 months, and then you're back on it. So you want to budget it out, because you're making. I mean, these guys make a lot. They really do, and it would be very easy for them to budget it out and live reasonably and not worry about being laid off. I knew too many welders that spend more money than they know what to do with, and when they're laid off for 3, 4 months, they're still working. They're doing a second job, or they're picking up side work, and they're struggling. And then they pick up another project, and then next thing you know, they're making money again, then they're spending it again. Like, man, just you have to work on budgeting a little bit. Of course, I'm one to talk. I was the one that did that shit.
I was gonna say, I guess we've all done that a little bit. I mean, I've
Oh yeah,
wasted my fair money. You know, that's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately.
yeah. It's learning from our own mistakes, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
To be old and wise, you
Mike's,
got to be young and dumb first.
yeah, Mike's gonna put all his kids to work, and he's gonna make profit for them.
I hope so.
He's gonna start getting all his kids building trailers in the garage, so that he has trailers so he can rent out, get repaired.
Got to start repairing them
Living
quicker.
the dream.
These
Yeah.
guys are breaking them quicker than we can repair them.
Yeah, when that foreign mafia, they all rent all your trailers and stuff and destroy them, and they're like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine."
All right. Well, that concludes this first episode of Ark of the Covenant. Hopefully, it was some sort of informative information for you guys. We kind of got off on tangents a little bit, but it's okay. It's all in good fun.
It is what it is.
So until next
I
time, we
agree.
plan on doing this. We're gonna have an episode out hopefully every 2 weeks. I'm gonna start focusing on trying to get us live every once in a while, but leave us some comments. This will be available on YouTube podcast, and right now on Spotify. And I'm working on getting it on Apple Podcasts and pretty much Google Podcasts and pretty much everywhere else. So, but for now, YouTube and Spotify is where it's going to be. So, thanks for listening. I guess we'll do this again soon.